Good morning, and we're in chapter 10, in verse 1. We're just going to get right into it. We were going to do 10 and 11 today because it will bring us up to the Passover. And we'll talk about that tomorrow and the deliverance on Sunday. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the heart of his servants. And then, of course, it says, For Pharaoh hardened his heart and the heart of his servants, that I may show unto thee these my signs, my signs before him. I believe that also, I'm just going to go to the footnote anyway. It says, I will show these my signs before him. I think those are very important parts that Joseph Smith adds to this. That you can see that Pharaoh would harden his heart, and he also affected his servants in this way. And that thou mayest know, and if you think about it in our lives, there are people around people. Some people would be fine and listen to the gospel if it wasn't for the people around them that would harden their hearts, as it were, and tell them things and lies so that they wouldn't receive the gospel. And sometimes these people don't realize what they're doing in the first place, but they still do it. And that thou mayest tell the ears of thy son and thy son's son what things I have wrought in Egypt, and my signs which I have done among them, that they may know how that I am the Lord. Now notice, the Lord is doing this so he can show his signs to Pharaoh, but the children of Israel will see the same signs, and they will know that he is the Lord, that it's God that does this, not man. There's a difference there. And Moses and Aaron came into Pharaoh and said unto him, Thus saith the Lord God of the Hebrews, How long wilt thou refuse to humble thyself before me? Let my people go, that they may serve me. Else if thou refuse, let my people go, behold, tomorrow will I bring locusts upon the coast, and they shall cover the face of the earth, that one cannot be able to see the earth, and they shall eat the residue of that which is escaped, which remaineth unto you from the hail, and shall eat every tree which groweth out of the field. They're not leaving anything. Just think of all the destruction they had already, and now the locusts. And if you've ever seen locusts, when they cover an area, nothing is left, just nothing. And they shall fill thy house, and the houses of thy servants, and the houses of all the Egyptians, which neither thy father nor thy father's father have seen since the day that they were upon the earth unto this day. And he turned himself and went out from Pharaoh. And Pharaoh's servant said unto him, How long shall this man be a snare unto us? Notice how they say this. They're not saying, let's believe and worship in the Lord their God. They're saying, this is a snare unto us. This is not very fun. Let's get rid of them because they're bad news, rather than they're good news if we listen to them. Let the man go, that he may serve the Lord their God. Knowest thou not that Egypt is destroyed? And I think that is simply ruined. In name for it, and it is true at this point. And remember, a lot of these things now, where are they getting their food? Where are they getting their cattle and things from? They have to get them from their neighbors, and one of their closest neighbors is these slaves, these Hebrews. They have to have something from them. So already the Hebrews must be getting much richer. And Moses and Aaron were brought again unto Pharaoh, and he said unto them, Go, serve the Lord your God, but who are they that shall go? And now he's trying to be even more, he's using the thing of being technical, and we see this often when we talk about things in the church. People start to get technical and say, well, what about this? Yeah, well, you didn't think about that, did you? And I feel that this is sort of what Pharaoh's doing. And Moses said, we will go with our young and our old, with our sons and with our daughters, with our flocks and with our herds. We will go, for we must hold the feast unto the Lord. And he said unto them, Let the Lord be with you as you will go. In the thing it says, or if you will go, and your little ones, look at, for evil is before you, and that just means you are bent on mischief. Think about how he's saying that. He's saying, oh, you're the ones that are being mischievous and telling lies. He's the one that's been telling lies the whole time. Oh, I'll let you go. No, I won't let you go. Oh, the Pharaoh is trying to put his sins and his things upon the children of Israel. This is done a lot as well. You'll see people. I've had people ever since my youth, really. Or my mission at least. I would see people who would say, oh, so-and-so in the church, or the bishop in the church, or this or that. They're spreading lies about me, and I'm going, no, they're not. I haven't heard them say anything about you. Even when we've talked about that we're visiting you, yet here you are, you're the less active, and you're telling me, and they will often go out and say, oh, so-and-so did this and that and this, and they will project what they're doing onto the people. And usually it has sometimes people will say something, but usually when I go back to those that they've been talking about, it'd be like, oh, so-and-so, how are they doing? And they're more concerned about how the people are than spreading evil before them. So we need to watch that in our own lives. Do we sometimes project our intentions on other people when it's us that need to look to what we're doing? Not so. So now he's going to give them how he thinks it should go. Go out, that ye that are men, and serve the Lord. So you can send the men out, but leave the women and children here. For that ye did desire, and they were driven out from Pharaoh's presence. And Lord, notice how they said that they were driven out. No longer are they walking out, they're driven out. Pharaoh's getting impatient. And the Lord said unto Moses, Stretch out thy hand over the land of Egypt for the locusts, that they may come upon the land of Egypt, and eat every herb of the land, even all that the hail hath left. And Moses stretched forth his rod over the land of Egypt, and the Lord brought an east wind upon the land all that day, and all that. Remember, we talked about the east wind back in Joseph's time, that when it comes from the east, you get the Sahara Desert, and you get all the dry wind, and now it's bringing locusts. So if you talk about an east wind, you're talking about something that's not very good for Egypt. And all that night, and when it was morning, the east wind had brought the locusts. And the locusts went up over the land and rested on all the coasts of Egypt, not basically within Egypt, rested in the boundaries of Egypt. And very grievous were they, for before them there were no such locusts as they, neither after them shall be such. For they covered the face of the whole earth, so that the land was darkened. And they did eat every herb of the land, and all the fruit of the trees, which hail had left, and there remained not any green thing in the trees, nor the herbs of the field, through all the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron in haste and said, I have sinned against the Lord your God. I don't think he understands the word. And against you. Therefore forgive, I pray thee, my sin against this once, and entreat the Lord your God, that he may take away from me this death only. Now, one thing is, there's really good coverage in Follow Him podcast that I have mentioned before on the gods of Egypt, and how the plagues kind of represent a lot of these gods, or represent being more powerful than those gods. I find it really interesting, and I wouldn't even dare to go into detail. I was thinking about it the other day, and I decided that it's not for me to go into detail on these. But watch as we get to the last plague, which would be the one that Pharaoh should have control over his own servants, his own family, his own firstborn. And yet Pharaoh cannot save them, and Pharaoh is supposed to be one of those gods. That he may take away from me this death only. And he went out from Pharaoh and entreated the Lord, and the Lord turned a mighty strong west wind and took away the locusts and cast them into the Red or the Reed Sea. There remained not one locust in all the coast of Egypt. But Pharaoh hardened his heart, so that he would not let the children of Israel go. And the Lord said unto Moses, Stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even a darkness which can be felt. All I could think of when I heard that was the volcanic eruptions that are often along the Mediterranean must have happened and covered the place with soot. I don't know. It might have been an actual darkness that was brought on there. But either way, it was something that could be felt. And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. And they saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. Sounds like they still had some of the darkness outside, but their dwellings were fine. And Pharaoh called unto Moses and said, Go ye, serve the Lord. Let your flocks, only let your flocks and herds be stayed or stay there. Let your little ones also go with you. You can take your families, but leave your livestock. And Moses must have laughed at this a little bit. Moses said, Thou must give us also sacrifice, or leave in our possession. In other words, we can't do the burnt offerings if we don't have something to sacrifice, that we may sacrifice unto the Lord our God. Our cattle shall also go with us. There shall not an hoof be left behind, for thereof must we take to serve the Lord our God, and we know not with what we must serve the Lord until we come hither. He's saying, well, the Lord hasn't told me exactly what we're supposed to be doing. We'll find out, but right now it could be any of these cattle, and I don't want to leave these behind. But the Pharaoh hardened his heart, and he would not let them go. And Pharaoh said unto him, Get thee from me, and take heed to thyself. See my face no more, for in that day thou seest my face, thou shalt die. Notice how he does this. Pharaoh has now reached the end of his tether. He said, You know what? You come before me again and you die. I don't want to see your face. I don't care. Your people are not going to go. But I don't want to see you anymore, and that's going to solve the problem, won't it? And Moses said, As you have spoken, thou hast spoken well. I will see thy face no more. And I couldn't leave it there, so we're going to go on to chapter 11. And the Lord said unto Moses, Yet will I bring one plague more upon the Pharaoh, one more plague, and upon Egypt. Afterwards he will let you go hence. When he shall let you go, he shall surely thrust you out hence altogether. Speak now in the ears of the people, and let every man borrow or ask of his neighbor, and every woman of her neighbor jewels or jewelry of silver and gold, and jewels of gold. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt. Everybody knew who he was by now. In the sight of Pharaoh's servants and in the sight of the people. And Moses said, Thus saith the Lord, About midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn of the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of the beasts. This is going to cover every firstborn. Anybody that has any children is going to have somebody die. If they have one, it'll be the eldest. If they or it'll be that child. If they have many, it's going to be the eldest. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like, and nor shall it be like any more. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. Interesting. He's telling the people, he's not telling Pharaoh this time, he's telling the people this. And all these thy servants shall come down unto me, and bow down themselves unto me. Now, it sounds like this is Moses saying this, but remember he's saying, thus saith the Lord unto me, saying, get thee out, and all the people that follow thee. And after that I will go out. And he went out from Pharaoh in great anger. It says here that he's still talking to Pharaoh, but it does say up here where it says somewhere that he talks to the people, and where he says, and now speak into the ears of the people. And now he leaves the Pharaoh in great anger. So he's not very happy with Pharaoh, and Pharaoh's not happy with him. They're not happy. And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that my wonders shall be multiplied in the land of Egypt. And Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh. And Pharaoh hardened his heart, so that he would not let the children of Israel go out of the land. And we're on to our last plague, which we will cover tomorrow. Think about how you can become closer to God so that you can see the miracles in your life, but also the blessings. And I'll see you tomorrow.